Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to finally bring you this how-to video of how I cut my hair. I'm extra excited because it was not a total fail and I'm pretty happy with the results. These are actually the long layers after I've cut them. So this is the end result. I am really happy with it. I did not expect the results to be this good, but I'm so glad that I recorded it for you guys. This is my first time cutting it in about 2 years. I've been growing it out for a good 3 years, and I normally do my own trimming at home. But this is the first time ever where I actually cut like inches. Let me show you. I cut inches. This is more than just trimming, I've actually cut enough length off my hair and I am so happy with it. I actually went a little further than just normal cut, and I did bangs as well. I haven't had bangs in I don't know how long. They haven't been this short in a while. So I show you how I accomplished this look in the following tutorial. And also, my hair did need some urgent care and maintenance. The ends are pretty much full of split ends, and so this was much needed for my hair. Right now, I haven't washed it in about like 3 or 4 days. Like, it's very oily. It's very greasy. But even this, like, I am happy with how it looks. It gave it so much volume and life. I'm gonna go ahead and let you watch the rest of the video, and I will see you on my next video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Invite your friends over. Stick around for the next DIY video.
Okay guys, so this is my before look. And I'm going to be starting by parting the front portion of my hair. This is where my layers for the front will be. Normally at the hair salon, what they would do is start your layers from way behind your head, and the longest layer will be so thin at the bottom. So what I have learned from this is to leave alone the back of the hair and just leave it one length, and the front of it, it's what creates the shape of layers in the front. So I'm just parting this and getting it out of the way. Next, I grab the back of my hair, and this is what's going to create the long layers effect. So you create sort of like a ponytail that goes forward. This technique has been used forever. There's so many people that try it. I've been doing this one since I was about 15 years old. I want to say it's when I first ever tried it, and I love the results. So to this day, I still do it that way when I want to create layers on my hair. And I always make sure that I get it as smooth as possible and center it the best way, making sure that it's not crooked. Now I just brush away any knots and make it smooth. So once that's done, I like to get a hairband and create another ponytail, which really helps me just section off what I want to cut. And this is very helpful because you don't want to cut too much. Once that's on, I start feeling for the damage that I feel in my hair where the split ends and the dryness begins. So this is what I'm doing here. Now that that's sectioned off, I use another band just to avoid any mess. So this is going to hold together what I'm going to cut off instead of the hair just going everywhere. And then it just also helps me just have a steadier hand when I start cutting. And because the bulk of hair is very thick, you're going to notice that it's going to take quite a bit to just really go through the entire piece of hair. But this is expected and totally normal. As you can see, I like to stay right in between the two headbands so that both sides of the hair stay together. In a closer look, you can see how uneven the hair is. So this is where you just take some time to trim out and make it as even as possible. Trust me, you're not going to notice this once you let your hair down, but just get it as straight as you can. And there it goes. Since I have done this technique before, so many times before, I'm not so nervous about this part of the haircut, but when it comes to the front layers, that's what is new to me, and I'm actually very nervous about, low key. You can see here that even though I did cut a chunk of hair, the length's still there. I always make sure to take the time and see if there's any long strands that I've missed or anything that's super uneven that may need attention, but for the most part, it's good to go. And now I'm just parting the front part of my hair and getting it ready for cut. For this next part, I'm going to be using the shortest layer in the back to guide me in my cut for the front part of it. Here, I'm going to grab a piece of strand and sort of give it a shake to release the smallest strands, and the small ones are what I'm going to be holding on to as a guide. Always be sure to hold on to that shortest strand because that's what's going to give you the exact point where you need to cut. At first, it's a little tricky to figure out how to maneuver your hands and what angle to do, but you can get the hang of it once you actually have a guide. It's not that difficult to just go ahead and snip away the extra that remains. Like I mentioned before, this is my first time doing this much cutting, more than just a trim. So yes, I was a little bit nervous. For the other side is the exact same thing. It's just like I mentioned, a little bit tricky to figure out your hands and what position to put them in when you first start doing this. Here you can clearly see the guide that I will be referencing. I noticed that I was moving further away from the camera, but this is actually because there is a piece of plastic catching my fallout, which was the reason why I kept doing this. This would be the final step if you're just looking to do long layers on your hair. Next, I'm actually going to be doing the front bangs, as I mentioned. So stick around for that if you want to know how I did this. As always, I just make sure that they're sort of even and I'm comfortable with what I'm seeing. This is my personal favorite technique of cutting my hair. I feel like it gives me control of how much I'm cutting. You guys, you have no idea. I am so relieved just looking at it. One of the reasons I started cutting my hair on my own was because the salon just never got it right. Here you can clearly see all of the layers that have been created. I will be showing you a before and after picture. Now I'm going to begin on my bangs. This is actually very simple and it's just a small section that I like to part it in a triangular shape, as you can see. And now I'm just going to be measuring it. Normally I do it to my chin, but because this is my first time in such a long time not to have bangs, I'm going to go a little further into my neck. So once I choose where I want it, I put my fingers right on it, and it's also in an angle, but to be honest, the shape of it does not change it because I'm not moving my fingers around. It's still flat, straight flat across. Now I'm just parting them aside and flipping them back, and voila. You can see this is only for the front, which gives the hair just another form, not just flat out long, and I just love it. And congratulations, you have now completed the Patty's YouTube long layers course. Yay! I'm totally kidding you guys. This is in no way, shape, or form any professional advice or encouraging for you to do this on your own. I don't want you to go butchering your hair. So please just take caution. And as always, try a professional first. And do not try this at home. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you press that subscribe button, make it turn gray, and click the bell to receive all notifications of all my new uploads. This is the rest of the clips that I did. It's
a lot of hair. And just a tip, I actually used a roll of table covers, the plastic kind, so that I wouldn't make a huge mess. So yeah, that's how I kept my floor clean. Now all I have to do is pick this up and I'm ready to go.